Hello, folks. Paul here. This is going to be my Live for the Lounge fiddle sets for Live for the Lounge 53. The reason I'm doing these is because I've posted every one of them that we've done over the past year up to YouTube. And with a wee accident on Friday, I had a little boy, Roderick, came in trying to help tidying up, and he dismantled the phone for the holder it was in and turned off the phone by mistake before I got it saved. So I'm going to record my fiddle sets. It's not quite the same. There's no any of the crack, no any of the songs. There's no what in the box or around like our guess of whiskey. If it was in the box, well, it was another box, a littler box, similar Persian made box actually, but it fitted inside. So that was if it was in the box. And the international whiskey this week, because it's usually been Scotch whiskey, and I thought would open up a wee bit to the rest of the world, and with a lot of different guesses, and about 4 correct guesses actually, and it was actually Suntory whiskey. Toki was the name of it, and so Japanese whiskey. I think Suntory would be easily the best Kent distillery in Japan. And it was very good actually. You'd be hard pressed to tell it wasn't a Scotch whiskey. So I'm going to start at the beginning, go through all my fiddle sets without messing of the banter and just getting them down. So I'm going to start with a request, which was The Siege of Cool Castle. This was for Ian Cameron, who had been just up here and look at the ruins, and he asked for this, and I'm going to follow it with the tune that follows it, which is a real card, Big Jock, and I'm playing that not because he was there at the Siege of the Castle, but it just fitted very well when I was putting the set together. So 2 of my own tunes to start with. There you go. Well, it was better than it was on Friday, because on Friday I had a total blank in the middle of it. Of course, it's going out live. You kind of stop and redo it. And I had a total blank when I went into the second measure, and so I pretty much improvised the second and third measures off the top of my head. Somebody said it sounded like it was a bit of John McFudge and a Melford, which could have been right, but I've no idea. But we kind of rumbled through it. Quite a few folks said, "Oh, I never even noticed." But yeah, not much I could do about that. But I think that was more like it. I'm going to go on with one of my own compositions. Again, this was a tune I recorded on Saturday because I recorded a whole album's worth of music on Saturday for a project I'm going to be doing later. Well, it's already kind of ongoing, but it's going to come to fruition in October. And it's all inspired by the island of Iona. And this particular tune is called Martyr's Bay. It's a slow air. And Martyr's Bay was a small sandy bay just right in front of the cottage that we lived in when I was there the last time for about a week. I was across with the poet Francie Devine, who's a good pal. And it's for 68 monks were buried or murdered in the year 806. There was 4 Viking raids, and I think that was the second or third. And I think that had happened. The monks had to carry all the Vikings' booty down to the longships, and one of them weren't taken as slaves. They murdered on the beach. So 68 murdered monks there, which is a fairly tragic thing to happen in such a beautiful place. So Martyr's Bay. There you go. So Martyr's Bay on the island of Iona. Right, the next thing I played on Friday was because it was the Neil Gow Festival in Dunkeld, except like last year, which was cancelled completely, they had an online concert on Saturday night with lots of different fiddle players taking part, and I was one of them. So I started off with a set of tunes by Neil Gow, played on Neil Gow's fiddle, which I've still got in the house here. And then I played a set of tunes by his fourth son and most acclaimed fiddler and composer, a set of tunes by Nathaniel Gow. And again, that was played on Nathaniel's own fiddle. I find they're quite tricky to keep in tune, actually, because of the age of them, and the pegs didn't hud quite as well. So rather than faffing about trying to get the fiddle tuned up, just to keep the show moving, I just played it on my own fiddle. So I'm going to play a set of the tunes by Nathaniel, starting with Miss Hamilton of Pent Caitland, then we went into Lady Charlotte Campbell, and then Loch Earn to finish. great tunes by Nathaniel Gow there. So around about this time, we would have had a few spots for Shona, a couple of songs. That's missing is the hellos and the greetings and folk guessing the whiskey and guessing if it's in the box. So we've got none of that. So I'll move on to if it was my next set and my second spot, and that was the results of a wee competition we had. It wasn't really a competition actually. But I suggested that I would write a tune based on some tune name suggestions, and so with quite a few folk had pitched titles into the hat. I think we'd about 15 altogether, and there was a couple of names that just jumped out for me that almost sparked tunes off. Kind of almost, how would you put it, they were kind of instinctive. It just something came to my mind. I was out walking. And so the two tunes that I went for, now I was just going to do one, but I had two tunes came to mind. The first thing is called the Battle of Carbisdale, and that really marked the downfall of the first Marquessum and Throws during the War of the Three Nations, or generally known as the English Civil War, but it was much, much bigger than that. There was a lot of battles in Scotland and there was battles in Ireland. And this was up in Sutherland, so I'm not going to go into the details of that, but look it up. It was quite, it wasn't the biggest of battles, but it was quite significant. And that was suggested by Gregor Lang for bides up there. In fact, Gregor, many years ago, bought my dad's first Aberdeen Angus bull that he bred. And he apparently did very well for him up there before he was sold on to somebody else. And my dad was up on holiday with my mum and I think my granny and granda, and they'd driven past and they spotted him in this beautiful green park up in the hills there, and it was just great to see him thriving in his new environment. So anyway, that was for Gregor Lang. Fermer, who didn't watch his show on the night because he was busy carving coos. So there you go, a farmer's life is never done really. And the second tune that I just like the title, this is called The Flying Minister, and that was suggested amongst about 4 other titles by our local minister, Reverend Frank Rubbins. Now, Frank does paragliding and hang gliding, and has been seen fleeing around the Howicramar with a parachute, and that big fan motors in the back just is powering him along. So he's quite a boy, is Frank. So I'm going to play these two tunes for them anyway, but many thanks to anybody who got involved and pitched in an idea. They were all good ideas, but these are the ones that I went for. It's a minister taking down the how there. Right, so that brought me on to my last set actually, and I'm just checking my notes here if I played. Last week was St Patrick's Day, which worldwide is a fairly significant event. It just shows you how many Irishmen emigrated all over the world, often for no very good reasons. If you look at the Irish famine or I reckon financial reasons later on, you get folk just struggle to find work and looking for a better life. So there's Irish pubs just about every city in the world, pretty much, I think, apart from North Korea. So it's a big event for everybody that's not even Irish. It's a great celebration. So it was St Patrick's Day last week, and I thought I'd finish with a set of Irish tunes. The first thing is a jig called St Patrick's Day, so it's fairly appropriate, and that's a tune that you might well have heard in one of my favourite films, actually, The Quiet Man, with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara, set in Ireland, and it's part of it's a great soundtrack. I love that film, and the music's brilliant. So St Patrick's Day, then The Wild Geese, and that's a very old traditional tune, supposedly contemporary with the Flight of the Earls in 1607, and that took place after the Battle of Kinsale, which is it doing Cork or Kerry? It's doing the South Island anyway. But the Irish nationalist forces that were led by Hugh O'Neill were defeated by the English, and the nationalist aristocracy, the old Irish, went into exile, never to return, and they ended up fighting for the Spanish and the French. And so this tune, I've heard that it was a melody that was sung by lamenting women as they sailed away, never to return. So it marked the end of the old Gaelic order in Ireland. And that's followed by my favourite Irish jig, the Lark in the Morning, and then a great reel for Donegal called the Gravel Walk. And I've actually been on it when I've been over at the Glenties Fiddle Festival in Donegal, which is a great event. We'll finish with that, so there you go. So there you go, warts and all, mistakes and all, and I've just left them in, and just to give you an idea if it we did on Live in the Lounge 53. So yeah, you've missed all the singing and all the other nonsense, but I've got my fiddle sets down. And we played as our finale another Wilkent Irish tune. It's possibly thought as being a bit Hackney down in Ireland, I reckon. It's so Wilkent, it's called the Rakes of Mallow. So there you go, folks. Thanks very much. Live in the Lounge 53, over and out.